You know, some stories feel like they're not just told, but carved right out of the earth itself. Today, we're going to one of those places, the sacred mountain of Lovćen, a place that held stories long, long before history as we know it was ever written down. Let's get into this powerful myth. And this one line, right here, it sets the stage so perfectly. We're not talking about a king or a general or some politician. No, this story is about something much, much older. A guardian spirit that's literally woven into the fabric of the land. A protector that was there before the idea of a nation even had a name. And this is the guardian. The protector of this sacred place is a wolf. But listen, we're not talking about just any wolf. The stories describe an immense silver being with eyes that glow like embers in the twilight. And make no mistake, this isn't just an animal living on the mountain. This is its absolute authority. The Wolf King patrols every sharp ridge and every dark pine forest. It's a shadow that blends with the sky. Its domain is total. Its watch is eternal. Okay, so here's what's really fascinating about the wolf itself. The myth is super clear on this. This guardian isn't made of flesh and blood. It's born of the mountain, from the stone, from the howling wind, and from that fierce pride that just defines this land. It's a timeless elemental force. So let's kind of put a title on this role. The Wolf King is known as the Shield of Lovćen. But why? Why is protecting just one mountain so incredibly crucial? Well, that's because Lovćen isn't just a pile of rocks. And this right here, this is the core of the entire myth. For the people of Montenegro, Lovćen is the nation's soul. It's the center of their identity, their history, their resilience. So you see, to guard Lovćen is to guard the very idea of Montenegro itself. But of course, you know how these stories go. Wherever there's something sacred, there are always those who want to defile it. The legend tells of many throughout the ages who came not to honor the mountain, but to conquer it, to try and dim its light and silence its spirit. The threat is described in this really symbolic way, and that's so important. These figures are intentionally faceless. They don't have a specific flag or identity. Why? Because they represent any force from any time that tries to undermine the nation's spirit with darkness and division. So here's their plan. Their weapon isn't swords or cannons. It's this dark, symbolic poison. The plot is to inject this poison, which is really the poison of hatred, directly into the nation's heart. The goal? To make the country crumble from the inside out. It's a fascinating question, isn't it? I mean, how can you possibly attack something that isn't physical, something that's made of pride and stone? And that question just hangs there in the air, right as the mountain itself gets ready to give its answer. Because Lovćen is not passive. Oh no, it knows when it's being threatened. As these shadowy figures creep forward, a bolt of lightning just cracks across the sky, lighting up the peak, and the Wolf King awakens. Its roar, they say, shakes the very foundations of the earth. The guardian doesn't just run at them. It descends like a bolt of lightning itself. And its attack isn't one of teeth and claws. It hits them as an overwhelming force of nature, a pure manifestation of the mountain's own fury. The battle is just elemental. The wind becomes a scream, the ground starts to tremble, the pines themselves seem to lash out. And as the Wolf King moves, its spiritual energy just touches the vials of poison, and the dark smoke inside simply vanishes. The shadowy figures, totally overwhelmed by a power they can't even comprehend, they just break and flee back into the mist. And right there, that's the lesson of the story. The invaders fail because they fundamentally misunderstand what Lovćen is. You can't own it, you can't corrupt it, and you sure can't conquer it with hatred. The mountain only belongs to those who respect its spirit. So after that violent climax, the whole tone shifts. The storm fades away, and the first rays of dawn break over a peaceful, purified mountain. The air is clean again. And with this new day comes the final, lasting message of the myth. The Wolf King stands on the highest peak, its eyes no longer fiery, but calm. It's done its duty. The danger is gone. And just as quietly as it appeared, the great wolf turns and just disappears back into the rocks, becoming one with the mountain all over again. And this is the ultimate takeaway. The story of the Wolf King, it isn't just some cool folktale about a supernatural animal. It's a metaphor for national identity, for resilience. A vow. I love that. What does it mean? Well, it's a promise. A promise to protect Montenegro from any force that tries to darken it. A promise to never be poisoned by force or by lies. It's a vow for the nation to stay true to itself. Proud, upright, and eternal. And so the story ends with this one last powerful image. On the rock where the guardians stood, a single paw print remains, etched right into the stone itself. It's a permanent mark of a timeless promise. A myth that isn't defined by maps or by politics, but by the enduring spirit of a mountain and its people.